Hey, this is Installations with Steve. I'm Steve, that's Kobe, and today we're going to make some pine floating shelves for our kitchen. Beautiful wife wanted to buy some off of Wayfair. They were $500, and I thought maybe I can make those. So let's get to it. I'm using just basic pine boards. I got 3 pieces of 12 inches wide, 96 inches tall, and I'm going to be mitering all the joints together. So I made the front strip of the floating shelves. They're going to be 3 inches thick, so very chunky, and I just mitered a 45-degree angle on them, and I will do that with the rest of the joints. So let's keep going. For the structure of the shelves, I've mitered the front on the table saw. Now I'm going to miter the sides, and with the front pieces and the side pieces, they'll also be on a 45-degree angle miter, and when we assemble them all, it'll be seamless. Some pieces for the internal structure of the chunky floating shelf, which I will show you how they go in a moment. Okay, we now have all the pieces of the shelf cut. These are the side pieces, and I've mitered the front and the sides. We have the internal structure. This is the front piece that will go here. They're all mitered. That way we have a nice clean edge all around the full perimeter of the shelf. And then we have our top piece here. So we are now going to assemble. We're going to glue it together with glue and then brad nails. In this step of the process, it's essential to ensure all your pieces are nice and square. We are gluing and brad nailing everything together. There are joints that will be a little bit unsightly, but we can fill all those in with wood filler and make it look perfect. Here's a good view of the structure and how it's constructed. The interior is hollow to receive the cleat that we're going to mount it on. Instead of purchasing wood filler, we mixed up some of the sawdust with wood glue and filled in all the nail holes and the joints to ensure a uniform, perfect exterior. Then we give it a quick sand. And the final step is to rub the stain on. Now we've finished the floating shelves, we're going to be mounting them, which is the fun part. The way the mounting system is going to work is the interior of this shelf is hollow. I've cut a couple wood cleats which will go onto the wall, and then the shelf will slide in to the wood cleat like that, and then we'll tack it down with some screws to lock it in place. The key is to get it directly into the studs, so if you don't do that, the shelf will not hold anything. So let's find those studs. The key to finding the studs is a stud finder. And what we do is you just turn it on, slide it along the wall, it will make a tone. Now, it makes the tone at the edge of the stud. So what you're going to want to do, go along, make your marking at this side, and then come in from the other side here. Find the other edge of the stud. That way you know the mark in between these two points that you marked off on the wall, and the center is the center of the stud, which is what we need to hit. So I got one. I'm going to get some 3-inch long screws and also drill a pilot hole and inset the screw maybe about 1 inch or so, just so it can really drive into that stud. Now we are going to screw the cleating onto the wall. We found exactly where the stud's going to be. I'm going to do the center point first, level it, and then we'll catch a couple other studs. It's not going anywhere. So next we're going to find hopefully 2 more studs. Oh, that's perfect. So again, we're marking off the edge of this stud, and then we'll come in from the other side. We'll mark off the other edge, and then our center point is going to be directly in the middle of the stud. So I'm going to drill my pilot holes and get a couple more 3-inch screws. Now we're going to take a big fat drill bit and make a hole that is thicker than the head of the screw so we can inset the screw about halfway into the cleats so it can drive straight in to the stud. That's rock solid. That's rock solid. Okay, so we have the cleat mounted directly into 3 studs firmly. The next step is to take the hollow inside and slot it directly onto the cleat. I've drilled a couple pilot holes, and then these screws will drive straight down almost all the way through the entire shelf, so it'll lock the entire thing in through the cleat, through the bottom, the top and the bottom. So let's do that now. Let's see how we did. It's about as good as it gets. Nice and solid. We're putting in the last locking screw. Okay, we've now finished the chunky wood shelves. We have stained them the same color as our floors to match, just tie everything in together. They're nice and solid, so we can put anything we want on there, and I think Beautiful Wife will be very happy. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.